So here we are, Father's Day fishing adventure at the Vermilion. And I spotted a really hungry bass right there. But we ended up working our way into no man's land where no one ever goes. And I brought a 360 camera that I'm going to use today, mostly just for photographs. I got the GoPro here for normalness. Bud's probably going to catch him second cast.
Don't have split shut on, so I have to see how it works right now.
Water's so clear you can almost see him go for it. I gotta tie up. I gotta get the line wet, man. Nice one. That was the one that was hidden behind the rock, huh? That's a beast. Might need your net for it.
Yep. What was that, the second shot?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Probably get them on the second. The big ones hide out like that. Hiding in the shade. Beauty. Very nice. So that's what we're fishing for today, is smallies. Steelhead season is obviously over. And smallmouth are one of my favorite. Before you put them in, let me get a little sample of them. There we go. That was a nice smallmouth. Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
Right,
see you next time. Yeah, right back to his spot.
Yeah, he was the one hiding under the rock. The other one was just like swimming.
Yeah, it's like the bigger ones are shyer or smarter. More smart. Alright, I'm gonna tie up. So there's two or three little guys in here. So I geared up my fly rod with a bug, ultra small. Ultra small. And I'm gonna try to catch the little ones. And the problem is there's a tree to my right. So I'm going to have to reverse cast it. I'm trying not to be seen. I have floating line on right now, which is better for smallmouth. And a complete different setup for steelhead. Got a lot of minnows chasing it. I don't want to get too close to that rock and re-catch his fish. This is like a dragonfly nymph. Covered in slime now. Completely covered in slime. It does look kind of slimy too. It's got some little eyes. I used to make a lot of my own flies, but this river eats lures like crazy. don't even see those guys anymore. I might have spooked them. Rods. I got a spinner rod that I put on my old fly rod, one of my fly rods. I'll go get it and show you. But yes, this is my setup. Got 4-pound on a spinning rod on a fly rod, 9.5 footer. So now I'm gonna switch up and I'm gonna put some small rooster tails on here. Rooster tails kill this river. I mean, it's probably the only place I use rooster tails. You lose a lot of them and they're cheap, but very effective. So this, my friends, is a rooster tail. And back in the day, they used to make them out of rooster tail feathers, hence the name. Alright, I'm gonna fish this for a little bit. I know my horizon's off, but there's not really any level ground here. So bear with me, folks. Bear with me, and cheers. We'll go ahead and catch one right here, even though they're small. I saw a black one in here. I've never seen a black bass. Probably spooked him just by walking over here, but that's how it goes. Yeah. The thing I like about the fly rods is the accuracy. That's why I switched over, put this spinning reel onto my old fly rod. I can hit a bullseye like 50 yards away. It's great. I think we got a little rock bass. Yep, rock bass. You can tell rock bass because it has red eyes. Red eyes. They're good fighters. Little tiny dude. Shouldn't really throw fish, but I don't want to spook any more of them, so I'm going to toss them. They'll be alright. They're tough fish. It's not the fish I'm after, though. There's got to be at least, in every hole, there's got to be at least one decent-sized smallie that owns the place. And the ones that stay in the river all year, they're called residents. And we're about to go where I caught the biggest, largest smallmouth I've ever caught, which was 18.5 inches. Massive. Let's see if we'll catch another one. Not really. Maybe. You get all these little ones chasing it, and then it looks like a smallmouth. Good. Yeah. Little one. This is probably the owner of the hole. He probably rules this little spot, so what happens is the hole gets fished out. It's hooked on there kind of good. He's already been caught before. I can tell by the rip in his mouth. Oh. Stuck me. Ah. A little blood never hurts. You throw it in the water and like it'll make your red lure more potent, you know. Squeeze some blood on it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And their spines can get you. The worst is catfish. Especially if you're a blue heron and you eat it backwards, you're screwed because their spines will stick out and go right through your esophagus. So you eat them head first. Alright, I hope that was educational. I'm going to move on to the real hole. So, everywhere I walk, thousands of little toads. Hard to see in this viewfinder. It's so hard not to walk on them. They're so tiny. So all along this riverbank, as far as you can walk pretty much, are all these little toads. Some smaller than others. The biggest one's not bigger than my fingernail. I always like coming out here and observing all the different tracks of all the different animals. And I imagine what they do at night. There's like a whole nother world at night. Man. Everywhere. And I used to be, I guess I still am, a person that goes out at night and photographs insects, but I just haven't had a chance. Jesus. So many. Sorry dudes if I kill one, or some, or all. Everywhere you go, it's hard not to. I guess I have this problem with compassion deficiency. Not the lack of compassion, but too much. Kind of reminds me of Full Metal Jacket. On his helmet, got a peace sign, and at the same time, Born to Kill. Raccoon tracks. There's going to be some bass over there in that shaded area, but it's not where I want to go. I already know where the deep hole is, and that's where the resident's going to be. That's a big raccoon there. And so, alright, in the summertime, I don't wear waders. It's too hot. I don't even wear a shirt most of the time because I can't. I'm like 10 degrees hotter than anyone. One of the reasons I started shaving my head, just to keep a little cooler. Ooh, a snake. Ooh, he wants to bite me. It's a baby one. Ooh, it's a water snake too, and they will bite you. There he goes. Live long and prosper. Oh man, there's even more toads out here. That's probably what he was eating. So many. And only a couple will make it. That's the incredible part. You know, I have this problem with heat. That's why I live as north as I could get, where I still had family and stuff. The northern spike, as far as I could go. And now you know where it came from, the name. It's not a mystery. It's very logical. So over at that cliff face is where I'm going. And I hope he catches up. It's a fairly long walk back. And he hasn't got to the good part yet. I'm kind of like the river guide. But this will be as far as I go. I don't know what time it is. Probably like 2:30 or 3. But that's decent. It'll take us about an hour and a half to get back. So, or an hour. It'll be a good fishing adventure. So I'm on my last beer. I'm getting out the secret weapons here. So it's fun catching the smalls, you know, but let's get a big smallie. So last beer, put on my secret weapon. It's not the color that I wanted. I don't want to open up a new package because, like I said, this river eats lures like crazy. And that's a very shallow diver, and crayfish aren't in season as of yet, but I'm going to use it. So Bud's fishing over there. I'm sure he'll get one by those rocks, but I want one here. Sometimes you get a feeling, and you have to go with the feeling. And you have to keep moving too. Damn leeches will get on you. They're not like ticks and spread disease. They're actually anti-disease, but I don't like have to kill them. They're good for bait, if you ever get any. I have a scar on my calf from when I was 9, and I had a huge one. It's probably big as my calf. Yeah, you have to kill them. You have to get that proboscis out of your skin before it dies, because it will, if you rip a leech off, that proboscis will stay under your skin, and then you could get a disease. Same with ticks. You got to get the poker out. Well, blah blah blah. Let's catch this fish. I'm gonna set my camera up. GoPro. That's why I have a cage on my GoPro right there, because of that. So I'm on a very unstable spot. I'm using my backpack as a weight, or my tackle pack. We'll catch one more. This hole's fished out. Go to the next one.
How many did you get down here?
3.
Really?
Rock bass, 2 smallmouths. We'll go. This is the hole I was talking about. No one ever comes back here. These fish
so far.
These are all virgin fish. This is a good spot. I've never fished this far down. Right here, I actually see a bass already. Pull a couple out of here. That's a nice one. Nice smallie. Using the secret weapon, like I said. I hear a deer huffing at me. He's a fighter. This is a good spot. I gotta come down here again. Anywhere you see a tree is a good spot. I'm trying to talk louder because we're at a distance, but I'm not a professional GoProer. That's a good one though. Got him right on the top of the head. Ooh, right through the eyes. Oh, the deer are taking off. There's a bunch of them. I found their hiding spot. I'm not a hunter, so let's see if we can save them. Yep, I just hooked him right on the top of the head. Good female right there. Another deer's huffing at me. You probably can't hear it on the video, but this is probably the owner of this hole, but I'll try again and get another one. They're territorial. Probably catch a rock bass this time. This is a really good hole. You gotta remember this. Especially when that shade starts to come over the top of the water. The reason smallmouth don't live in the south is they don't like the heat, like me. Maybe that's why they're my favorite fish to catch in this river. Besides, it's a toss-up. Steelhead, smallmouth, anything that fights. Even the sucker fish are good. I got some slime on there, but I'm still gonna cast it. The way these minnows, the way these crayfish lures swim, they swim backwards just like a crayfish would, and it gives like an extra twist to it than you would get from a rooster tail. But that guy was, or she was looking out. Whatever comes in this water, she's getting it. That's why they rule these pools. You get a king or a queen, and they stay there. I always let them go. Nobody eats bass. Gross. There's another one. It's a pretty good one too. Ooh, did it jump? That's what I like. Tug is the drug. Happy about this. I don't use a net with smallies because they're small. You don't need it, you can beach them. You just have to be careful not to rip their mouth. Get it out as soon as you possibly can. Get your photo if photos are what you're after. There's another decent sized smallmouth. Their eyes are a little red like a rock bass, as you can see, but not as red, and they're not as big. Alright, I'm about out of battery power, so I'm gonna end this one. With the last remaining battery power, I'm going to go right over those shadows. We're being nice and cool. Got a hit, but he's too small. A little deeper into the shadows. Sometimes we catch them right when it hits the water. First you gotta battle the slime. Perfect. Once you fish a hole for a little while, catch a couple. Bud just caught one. What is it? Ah, I haven't caught one of those yet. Creek chub like to hang out in fast-moving water. I hear a deer still up there. Bad cast. Sometimes a bad cast will catch one though. That one won't. I need to be in the shadow. Anywhere you see rocks, you like to hide in the shade. I'm gonna try a different spot. Probably fished out though. This will be our last stop before we head back. It's a good fishing day. Probably catch a rock bass or two. Yeah, we probably caught about, I don't know, 15 today. Not a bad day. So just remember, crayfish, man. Smallies love it. So I wear polarized sunglasses so I can see through the water. And I just had the biggest one of this hole chasing it. And I'm gonna go right back to that shadowed area. And I'm gonna slow my retrieve a little bit because he couldn't catch it. Maybe Bud can catch it. He's coming along. There we go. Oh. Sometimes you get them right when you hit the water. He wants it, or she wants it. I can see my lure with these glasses. I can see straight to the bottom. I can see him chasing it. There we go. Small one though, it's not the one I wanted. There's a big one swimming around. The bigger they are, the more intelligent they get. These little ones are the best fighters though. The big ones just give in. They're like, we'll be thrown back. Pretty decent though.
Nice.
Should have seen the other ones. Always grab the fish by the bottom, otherwise you get blood on you like I did that one previously. And try to use snips to get the hooks out. I'm not doing it because I'm a hillbilly. I might have to for this one. These look pretty good. And they're full of piss and vinegar, so they will get you if you're not careful. Ah, crap. My reel went in the water. There you go. Smallmouth. Come on, buddy. Live to see another day. I didn't want to get my rod in the water, but I got everything propped on a boulder. My reel in the water, I should say. Means I'm gonna have to lube it up next go round.